I think the big problem now is it's so easy to raise money. That is
Mm,
so hard to be disciplined. I mean, if I threw out a pro forma like some of these people throw out, they're funding 10 and $20 million projects in a week because their pro forma looks amazing. And so the temptation for a lot of these people like you and I who work with investors is it's pretty easy to raise money right now. And yeah, when do you just decide as a fiduciary, you know what, it's time to maybe sit back a little and be conservative and
yeah.
avoid the temptation of jumping in with, I think is it Warren Buffett that said when everyone else is excited, be
Fearful.
scared,
Yeah.
and when
He
everyone else
says
is
it. I love it. Is when everyone else is greedy, be fearful.
mhm,
When everyone else is fearful, be greedy.
right.
And it's the contrarian, right? Because the masses historically are never right.
Hmm.
They're just not. And so when my elevator repairman in 1999 was telling me about his .com portfolio that he was day trading, reminded me when I heard my irrigation installer telling me about the 4 spec houses he was doing down the street in
Oh geez.
2006, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's that Warren Buffett. And so wealth is something you amass over time. If you get it in the short term, or if you were lucky on something, just count it for what it is. You were lucky, you caught the cycle right. Your son talked you into Bitcoin at 5 cents a Bitcoin and you sold it at 65. That's fine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. And as a fiduciary, I have to put my client's best interest above my own.
Mhm.
But the truth is, I grew up to Zig Ziglar, John Maxwell, and Larry Burkett. And Zig Ziglar had a saying: "If I can help everyone around," I'm
Love it.
paraphrasing.
I love
This
it.
is my yeah. If I can help everyone around me achieve their dreams and goals, I don't have to worry about mine.
Right.
And then John Maxwell taught me the fundamentals of values and leadership, and Larry Burkett taught me biblical financial principles. And so, if you can look at what you're trying to achieve and then help others. So a fiduciary makes sense for me because
Right.
I get to put your interest or my client's interest above my own.
Right.
So sometimes I have to pull back on the reins, take them a little more conservative. They're a little
Hmm.
too aggressive. There's like everything is, and then some I have to kind of encourage. No,
Right.
you need to be a little more growth minded because you need a little more growth and income to sustain your life. So I get to
Got it.
play that role. So it's very personal with every client.
No, I like that. And Zig Ziglar is one of my all-time favorites.
Right?
Just, I mean, I have
Love.
so many of his audiobooks I've listened to so many times, and I love his. I wish I could have I never got to see him live. I wish I could have seen him live. But yeah, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what
That's
you
it.
want as well.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Um, and so what's interesting about our business is really that's all you have to do. If you have investors, you look at their goals, and when you look at a deal or an investment, it meets their criteria or it helps them by default. In my position, I'm going to make money and I'm going to grow my portfolio as well. And that's, I think, the funnest thing about my business is
Mhm.
if I want to win, they're going to win, or they have to win
That's right.
first.
Yeah.
And I like that. And
Well,
that's actually why I got in the business, because as a real
mm,
estate sales agent, the thing I didn't like is selling someone a fourplex or a 20plex or a 100plex, and I was done. And there's always temptation from, realtors to sell stuff that's not a good deal to someone because your your income isn't affected by what happens. You get a commission and then you're done, then you're
that's
out.
right.
And so what I wanted is I wanted to be tied to the outcome, and I wanted
Mm,
to help provide a better outcome for my investors, and to also be able to control it, because there's a lot of people that they're surgeons, they don't have time to manage their real estate portfolio, and they were doing a poor job of it. So I really enjoy being able to be a part of the outcome and having my income and my portfolio tied to my investors, and
mm.
being able to make sure that we've got everyone's best interest in mind.
Yeah, I was in right out of college. I started in life, health, and disability insurance, and then learned real quick. You really, my client never wanted to see me coming with a check
Hmm.
because that meant something not good has happened to them. And I remember thinking,
Yeah.
gosh, I'd like for them to want to see me coming with a check, right?
Right.
And that's
Right.
what got me into financial planning. And I started with Merrill Lynch in '92. And as you look at aligning yourself with others, it goes back again to values, principle. Probably number one is chemistry.
Hmm.
I think we tell the people who are prospective, I talk with my financial advisors, prospective clients. I mean, first and foremost, we need to like each other.
Right.
I mean, who wants to do business with someone they don't like?
Right.
So that's a fun get to know each other part of the financial services industry that we enjoy.
No, I like that. And that was one of my 2018 epiphanies is I have to like who I'm in business with. And we'll refuse money from investors that unfortunately they're just not fun to work with. And it'd be nice to have their money and their investments in our deals. But I think that's a really important side of the business that not a lot of people focus on is, everyone does better when you're aligned and when you have the
Mhm.
same principles. And so that's kind of one thing for us.